Hey, what's up? Today we've got news. Yesterday, the developers uploaded their update video. They revealed there's new currencies on the way. They talked about rewards. They talked about doing more streams and blogs. I'm also going to discuss the previous buffs, some things you may not know about, and there's just so much more to talk about. If at any point you would like to support the channel, tap the like button below and make sure you're subscribed with those notifications on. If you happen to have missed the developer update video yesterday, they revealed there's going to be a new type of currency and rewards. The CCO, Mr. Pillistead, sat down with one of the Arrowhead devs named Mike, and he confirmed this. You can see right here, he said this at 2 minutes and 42 seconds in the video. We want to expand on progression in many different ways for players, so we do want players to have many more things they can spend their time on, and more types of currencies to get new types of rewards, and we just want to make it more meaningful when you're on this journey to become a legend in the galaxy. Once I heard this, I got pretty excited about it. I've been craving a new way to spend the requisition slips, which might be the case, and it appears they plan to introduce new currencies and rewards. I'd like to see more colors available for purchase to apply to the mech or the hell pods, maybe even ways to upgrade stratagems, or just something different. It doesn't have to be those things specifically, but I'm just throwing a few ideas around. The whole idea of implementing more currencies, not just one currency, but currencies, meaning we're receiving more than just one. I don't know how a majority of the player base will receive this. I personally think it's great. It gives us more things to work towards and to purchase with those currencies. I do have an idea that I think the developers might be up to. We know that at one point, Mr. Pillistead mentioned that once we take over a fortress or a hive nest, there would be great rewards waiting for us, and it turned out all it was 2 super samples and 4 rare samples. At the time, I really couldn't believe it, but I would like to think they'll have us collect those as currencies. I could be wrong, I just believe it would be better off if they went in that direction. It would feel rewarded for us to go out and actually search for the eggs or the automaton heads. I actually brought up a Photoshop image I had created about 2 months ago, and you can see it right here. It will be interesting to see what they do with the new currency, or currencies I should say, or if it turns out to be the eggs or automaton heads, then so be it. Whatever the case is, I'm just glad to finally see that there's going to be more progression and content in general. Besides the information regarding the currencies and rewards, they also mentioned that they would like to do frequent blogs and streams. The proof can be heard at 3 minutes and 26 seconds during the dev video, where Mike confirmed it by saying, "We also want to do more frequent updating like blogs. We wanted to start to do streams and more stuff like that." Now, technically, this isn't new information. We're all aware that they've been talking about doing streams and blogs. However, we didn't know whether it was going to be once in a while type of thing. Yet it seems they would like to do this frequently, and I'm all for it. It gives the developers a chance to connect with us all. Maybe Arrowhead would be willing to set up rewards for us to earn, for showing up to the streams, similar to what they did with the Golden Eagle set on Steam. I know there are some of you who are not big fans of Twitch rewards, but it could also be an alternative way for the team to distribute special rewards like they did last time. For those who showed up, there was a Twitch drop for the TR-117 Alpha Commander. If you don't know what it looks like, Google it, it's pretty easy to find. Anyway, after this, he talked about closed betas, which we already knew about as well. But if you didn't, they currently have or had a closed beta patch running, but I'm not sure if it's still going on. And yeah, that's really all he said afterwards. So far, we know there are going to be rewards, new currencies, and they like to do frequent streams and blogs. It seems like we have another great patch coming along that I'm sure will bring us more content, which is what I'm certainly looking forward to the most. But what about performance? I know that's a big concern lately. And a player asked Shams, the CEO, about this, wanted to know what happened to the plans they had to improve performance. Apparently it's an ongoing process, and it seems they are working on it with each patch. The CEO replied to this person and wrote, "Not mentioned directly, you're right, in part because it's been more of an ongoing thing. Performance and stability is up across the board based on the metrics we use to track. I can't double check with the team how we're communicating on this." So if there's any response back on this post, I'll be sure to update you all on the current situation, yet that's what's going on behind the scenes. They're constantly working on it, and I suspect in due time it will get better. We just have to wait it out and see what their next move is. They could make some changes with another patch. Who knows? Yet again, I'll let you know if there's any news regarding this in the future. Moving along, I thought I'd bring up these so-called fans who are upset about the current status of Helldivers 2. Shams recently responded to a player who replied to Shams' post, expressing frustration that the stalwart wasn't changed to a primary weapon. The player said, "Man, the stalwart not being a primary couldn't be more disappointing. Supposed to be what, 2048, and we still can't have a machine gun of some sort as a primary?" Like I mentioned, the CEO saw this and replied, "The struggle continues." Personally, I don't think this is a big deal to be upset about, but I'm curious if this is a big deal. I don't believe it needs to be a primary. It would be cool, I suppose, yet I don't think it's necessary. There's also been quite a few players posting about the Rocket Strider not being changed, which again, in my opinion, is the same here. I don't think it's a problem right now, to where it detracts from the patch, right? I've also seen talks about the patrol spawns, how they're bad now, and I'm over here thinking, didn't we want them to be adjusted yet? I digress. This person here wrote this on Reddit. "I think AH screwed up the patrol spawning. Extractions have been really quiet for me lately, as in nothing actually spawns, even if we're all in the middle of the map." I didn't notice this while I was playing, but let's go ahead and see if this really is a problem, and we're going to debunk this if it's true. While you're watching this gameplay, you tell me if the map is empty, if everything is so apparently messed up. You guys can feel free to chime in and let me know your own opinions when you were in game. Besides that, there's also been several complaints about the game being too easy now, which I don't currently believe it is. Yet there's this player who created a post and said, "So many enemy nerfs. At this point, delete difficulty 0-7 and rename 8, 9, 10 to trivial, easy, normal, and add new difficulties." Not to mention, on the Helldivers 2 Discord, there are also a few posts implying the game is now easier. I'll show a few here, but there are more than I'd like to include in this one video. I'm not sure what anyone wants anymore, or these specific fans want anymore, but I'm confident Arrowhead has a grasp on this to a certain extent. They've been taking in feedback through forums on PlayStation and also on the Helldivers 2 Discord. So I would imagine the developers have a good idea of what the majority of the player base wants, and I'm sure they use that data to figure it all out. So am I crazy to think this game is in a better position now than it was 2 to 3 months ago? I'd like to see how you all feel about this in the comments below, so let me know. We're now going to talk about some helpful tips with the Senator. Although we discussed it in the last video, I didn't realize you could take out a freaking Bloodstains with it. I have a clip right here where I'm running away. I had already damaged it slightly beforehand with a stratagem. Now when I use my pistol and shoot towards the Bloodstains head, you can see that after a few shots, it's down for the count. Now, not to bring up the topic beforehand, but maybe this is the reason why so many are upset about the changes. I don't believe it's overpowered because it's not like you're able to defeat the Bloodstains by using a whole entire mag. You have to at least damage it beforehand, then dish out the rest of the damage. Not only can that tip save you, but if you are fighting gunships, you can aim the pistol at the thrusters on the side, and it will be destroyed fairly quickly. You can take on gunships back to back without using a stratagem like the recoilless rifle or the expendable anti-tank, whichever you prefer. Instead, you could just use the Senator and save your ammo by just using the pistol you see here. You're also able to defeat Hulks with it if you aim directly where the red eyes are, and within a few shots, you could blow one up. It's also effective at destroying the carapace on the chargers. Then you can use a submachine gun or really any gun to beat the charger. Let's talk about the game plan for the current Major Order. Last night we took over Pandion and we were quite successful in defending. The next place we should go to is the Bay Planet, and then maybe afterwards head towards the top right towards the Parshan Planet. I recommend this mainly because these two planets are very close to the ones we have to defend. If we liberate them, we won't have to worry much about defending, as there's no way for the Terminids to reach those planets we currently hold. I think this is the best plan, and we'll see how it goes. We've got one more day left until the Major Order is completed, so let's continue on here and try to defend until it's officially over. Okay, so this is the part of the video where I go over your loadouts, try them out, and give my review on them. The last time I went over a loadout was 2 days ago, but we have of course received a new patch since then, so I'm sure your loadouts have changed. Post your responses below and I'll feature your loadout. I might just try it out in the next video. But regardless of that, I want to talk about this loadout here that was suggested by Halan TF2, who recommended I try out their Captain loadout. It consists of using Arc Blitzer, which was buffed in the very first big update last month. It's effective against groups of enemies, except the much larger ones. We also have a grenade pistol equipped for taking out bug holes and enemies that are packed together. It can be quite powerful for that. Lastly, there's the most loved grenade, the Thermite grenade. I'm sure I don't have to tell you much about this, but it's amazing when you are facing off against impalers, chargers, and sometimes you can defeat Bloodstains with it. The armor that he suggests is the Champion of People's Helmet and the White Wolf armor, which provides us with extra padding, aka more armor for the diver. Next, the stratagems are quite interesting. It's all about the Eagle stratagems. We have the 500 kg bomb for all sorts of enemies, especially the Bloodstains. The Eagle airstrike is great for destroying bug holes and enemies. the Eagle Strafer run, which was recently buffed last patch, which was yesterday. It packs a lot of heat for enemies that are grouped up together. And last but not least, the Eagle Cluster Bomb, which is also tremendous against enemies that are piled up together. So my overall thoughts on this, I actually like it. And I'm not trying to kiss butt here because I feel like I've said every loadout's been amazing. But this one right here, man, it's incredible. I've never tried a full Eagle loadout. And now that I have, I might just try it out more often. Also, if you would like to give this a try and you're probably worried about the Eagle stratagems, do not worry because there is the Eagle rearm, right? If you have the ship upgrade, it does go by pretty quick. So I definitely recommend trying this out, especially if you do have the ship upgrade. So again, like I said at the very start of this timestamp here, if you guys would like to recommend your loadout, definitely do so below because I know we recently received a patch. So I would like to know what you have came up with. So post it down below and I might just feature it in the next video. Next up, I'd like to bring up something I thought was quite interesting. Now, I did ask Bird if I could talk about this because it's his video on Reddit, so I made sure to ask him beforehand before I, recorded this. So what you can see right here, Bird has a macro or an auto clicker, which allows him to shoot the Purifier insanely fast, as you can tell in this clip. It's absolutely insane, and I didn't think this was possible, with the Purifier, but of course, the recent update made it possible, since you can actually shoot it like the Scorcher now. Except the Scorcher now is full automatic, but you get the point. Moving along, we do have to talk about the Plasma Punisher. I'm not too sure how many of you are big fans of this weapon, but apparently some are a little disappointed with the recent patch, because this player right here said, "We highly appreciate the Scorcher and Purifier changes, but please revert this." Then this player left an image down below and it says, Number 1, it no longer feels like the heavyweight of the plasma weapons it used to be truly unique and was honestly almost perfect. Number 2, we missed the half-meter detonation radius of the projectile. It made it feel bigger and more impactful. Now it feels like a Scorcher projectile, which breaks the unique power fantasy of the weapon. Number 3, the new fall-off curve is useless in any practical way because it drops off at such a specific range that it cannot be exploited at any other range. It is also much harder to estimate. And lastly, number 4, it didn't need a faster rate of fire. The slow rate of fire gave the experience weight. Now it feels like the average weightless energy weapon of most games. It should feel like a shotgun, and it used to. Solution, revert, give it a programmable heavy shot that works like the original. Thank you. I'm always honest with the videos I create, so the same goes here. I couldn't tell you if the recent patch messed it up because I hardly use the plasma shotgun. So this is where I need all of you to step in and let me know what needs to be done. Do we need programmable ammo or not? Post a comment below and just let me know about it. Lastly, I want to highlight a detail in this video that many of you might not have noticed. If you're using the guard dog, you should know that the ammo count is actually indicated on the backpack. As you can see, zooming in here, it's clear that when the guard dog depletes its current ammo, the drone retrieves another magazine from the backpack. This design allows you to easily track how much ammo your drone has left, which is extremely useful for deciding when to replenish. There's also another method to check ammo by looking at the bottom corner, but I thought this feature was interesting. I only noticed it yesterday while I was making the video, but yeah guys, check it out next time you're using the guard dog. With all that being said, this is your Helldivers 2 News. If you guys would like to be featured in the next video, comment down below and you just might be featured because we're going to go over the top 3 comments. The first comment is by XBVRDZC469. If you want the drone to dock onto your backpack, just press 5 on the keyboard. The second comment is by Darkness Shadow KGA. People, nerf the recoilless rifle. Arrowhead, nah, bigger boom time. Last but not least, we have Arbit Core 422. So John Helldiver is officially canon. Awesome. So there you go, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Those are the top 3 comments. Thank you. Subscribe, turn on notification, give this video a like as well, and I'll see you guys in the next one.